Welcome to Travel Hacks again. I'm Alexander Travelbum, and today we're going over Couchsurfing. So Couchsurfing is an amazing app, an amazing website. It is one of my favorite things in the world. When I went to Europe a few years ago, I didn't have that much money. I wanted to spend as much time as I could there, and I only had $6,000. Now in the end, I ended up spending 6 months there. So as you can tell, that's about $6,000 a month spent in Europe, and that included traveling around, food, beer, events, fun. How do you do that in Europe? That's difficult. Well, the thing that saved me was Couchsurfing. And so today we're gonna go over how to do Couchsurfing, what is it, how to do it right, how to get more hosts, how to meet people, etc. So Couchsurfing is great. You can stay on people's couches for free. Alright? That's great. It saved me a ton of money, and that's how I was able to last for 6 months in Europe. But that's not the best thing about it. The best thing about it is that you stay with locals. You stay with a local and you become friends with them. I made a ton of good friends in Europe while I was doing it, some of which have come visit me since, and we're basically going to be friends for life. The other good thing about it is, besides getting a host and a place to stay, you can also use it simply to meet people to hang out. So there's a feature now where you can do a hangout. You can make a hangout for multiple people, or you can ask directly one person if they want to grab coffee, grab a drink, or go out for the night, or have them show you around. So some people have a hard time finding hosts when they're couchsurfing, and this could be for a number of reasons. This is what you want to do. You want to fill out your profile completely. Write about yourself. There's a description in your About Me section. Write about yourself, write about your travel history, write about your upcoming trip, write about whatever you want, but be truthful and, try to find something interesting about yourself that is going to make them want to host you and become your friend. There's also an interests section. What's interesting to you? Hopefully travel if you're traveling, so put that on there, that's probably a plus. What movies you watch, music, what books do you read, all of that. There is a section for all of this. And hopefully you'll fill that out completely. And I've gotten hosts just based on that. I had hosts that liked the same music as me, and because we had this common interest, they were more likely to pick me. Why I'm on Couchsurfing, this is another part of your About Me. Why are you on Couchsurfing? Don't say it's because you want to travel for cheap. Tell them it's because you want to meet them. Talk about how you want to participate in Couchsurfing as a whole, and maybe how you intend to host surfers of your own when you get back from this trip, if you haven't already. You can put your travel history, where you've been to, where you want to go, where you've lived. So my profile is all based around travel, because that's what I like to do. I like to travel, and I have a lot to say on here. But if you haven't traveled that much, then just explain how you want to travel more, or maybe just explain about this one trip, and then also explain your interests, and just try to make yourself sound interesting, funny, fun. Basically, your best traits, try to bring them out in your profile. Photos. You do not want to forget about the photos section. I can't tell you how many profiles have 0 photos, or maybe they have 1 photo. It's going to be difficult to get a host or get people to hang out with you when you have 0 photos. It's not because they care what you look like, it's because it seems a little sketchy. Like, why don't you have a single photo? You have an iPhone, you have a phone, everybody has photos these days easily. What do you have to hide? And then if you have 1 photo, it's also, it's like pieces of flair. Why do you have 1 piece of flair when you can have 50? Don't do the minimum. Have more than 1. That also seems kind of shady, like, you could only find one one photo of yourself, and is it blurry, is it dark? Make sure it's a good photo, make sure you're smiling. But if you can, put a lot of photos in there. It's not because you're into yourself, it's because it explains a little more visually about who you are. Anybody can write whatever they want about themselves, and they can be lying about the whole thing, but if you have photos of yourself, photos don't lie. Well, photos can lie, definitely, they can lie. But the more you have, the more that it shows. You probably aren't lying on 50 photos. It's going to show who you are, what you look like, what you do, your background, where you're from. And so it makes people maybe a little more trusting. Put up good photos, be happy, smile a little bit. If you are a traveler, if you have been traveling before, put up your travel photos. Then they can really see that you're genuinely interested in their culture. And even the best for photos. Once you've had a few couchsurfing experiences, make sure you're taking some photos with your new friends in different parts of the world. I have a section here called Couchsurfing. It shows me having amazing experiences with the people who hosted me and the people whom I have hosted. And that is just the best. Who's going to find you untrustworthy? Who's going to think you're going to be a bad couch surfer if they can see you with your hosts and you're all smiling and having fun? They're gonna see that and think, hey, if he did this with 20 other hosts, then it's going to be the same with me. I want to hang out with this person. Now the section that matters the most is references. Now I've done a little bit of couch surfing, so I have references, and so far they're all positive. All my hosts have left these really good reviews about me, and it's great, and that helps tremendously. But a good way to get these amazing reviews, instead of just, you might have a positive experience with a host or as a host, and you might find that after they stay with you, they leave a positive review, but they really quickly put amazing experience, or he was great. But you want something better. You want to stand out from the crowd. So what you should do is, after you have a couchsurfing experience, you want to be the first to leave a review. And you leave a long, drawn-out, detailed experience about what you guys did. Hey, we did this, and it was great. We ate this. I stayed with them. I would surf with them again. I would trust them with my life. We're gonna be friends for life. Say things like this. Leave a long paragraph or two. And if you do this, chances are, if they're human, they're going to leave a long, extensive, amazing review for you back. They'd feel a little weird about leaving you a sentence review when you just left them 20. But of course, the first way to get good reviews is to be an amazing host or couchsurfer. Make the bed. Don't sleep in too long or get up too early. Don't be loud and wake them up while they're sleeping. Basically, you know the drill. Do as you would like to be done to you. Which brings me to the next thing. You should host people. Give back. Don't just take all the free accommodation. Don't just stay for free everywhere around the world and never give back. You need to see what it's like. Actually, this would be first. If you know you're going on a trip and you know you're going to be doing some couch surfing and staying with people for free, you should host people before you go. First of all, this is a good way to get reviews so that you don't have 0 reviews when you go over there begging for people for a place to stay. Make an account and say that your couch is currently available, and you'll start getting the emails rolling in. So the best hosts that I ever had, they were just some of my favorite people in my whole life. My first host ever was in Italy, and she's one of my favorite people in my whole life that I have ever met. She bought me traditional Italian food. She taught me how to cook pasta. She gave me a bathrobe, bath towel. She gave me not just a couch, but a whole room to myself. And then after a few days staying with her, all of a sudden, she had to go to Paris on a business trip for a week, okay? She didn't kick me out. She only knew me for 3 days. And she said, hey, you can stay here. I'm gonna be gone for a week. You can stay here. And not only did she let me stay there, she filled the fridge with Italian goods. She made limoncello and let me drink it. The fridge was full of all these amazing Italian foods. She brought me out shopping. She paid for all of it. She didn't have to do any of that, but she's an amazing person, and I will never forget her for all of that. And that's the kind of host that you want to be. Take your couch surfer out for a night on the town. Cook them a traditional meal wherever you're from. Cook them something from that area, or if you can't cook, bring them out to dinner. Make it as comfortable as it possibly can be for them wherever they're sleeping, and be a friend. Just hang out with them. But also, if they seem like they want to do some of their own thing around town, let them do that as well. You don't have to be with them the whole time, but, you know, there's a happy medium between being there all the time and none of the time. So the hardest thing about couchsurfing is finding hosts and actually getting them to host you. So what you're going to do is you're going to find people in the area and you're going to send them a couch request, which is basically a message. What you want to do is call them by name, say, "Hello, Adam," and you need to personalize the message. Let them know that you actually read their profile and there's a reason that you're picking them to stay with them. Because a lot of couch surfers, what they do is they don't want to take the time. So they send out 100 messages, they copy paste the same exact thing, and they send it to 100 hosts and see what sticks. But the thing is, you're going to do much better if you write a personalized letter to each one that you're interested in. Show them that you read their profile by saying, "Hey, you've good taste in music. You know, you seem like a cool guy. I saw your picture from Venezuela and, you know, I've always wanted to go there. So, you know, maybe you could tell me a little bit about that if you choose to host me." Write them a detailed letter and then send it out. You're not going to get every host you write to, but you're going to have way better chances if they see that you're legitimately interested in them as a person and not just getting a free place to stay. Especially in the big cities, this is the only thing that is probably going to work. In big cities, San Francisco, New York, London, Paris, sometimes it is tough finding hosts, because guess what? They're getting 50 couch requests per day, and they have to go through all of them, and most of them are going to be the same. "Hey, I need a place to stay, can you give me a place to stay, blah, 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 blah." They're going to go right through those and delete all of them until they see one from you. "I want to learn a little bit of your language. Can you teach me a few things? I see you've been to Rome. I've been there too. Let's talk about it." And if you find that you're having a really hard time getting hosts, try doing the meetup instead. You might be able to meet up with someone, because that's a lot easier for some people to do. Not everyone is offering a couch and a place to stay for a stranger, but a lot of people are on Couchsurfing just to meet tourists, to hang out with them, to get a little bit of a cultural exchange. You'll find it easier to get one of them to meet you for coffee or something. Then, if you're cool enough, if you're friendly enough, if you're nice and you guys become friends, they might say, "Hey, I know you're staying in a hostel for tonight. Do you want to stay at my place?" That has happened to me a ton of times as well. And I actually wasn't looking for a place to stay. I just meet people out because I want to meet someone from the area and make a new friend. And they end up hosting me anyway. So at the beginning, at the very beginning, you're not going to have any reviews. And when you don't have any, or you only have one, it's going to be tough. One easy way to get a jump start is to have one of your friends, maybe you have some kind of friend that is already on Couchsurfing. If it's hooked up to your Facebook, then you'll see that chances are you have some kind of friend who is already on Couchsurfing. Connect with them on Couchsurfing and leave them a nice review without asking them to do anything. They'll see that you left this nice review. Chances are they will reciprocate and leave you a nice review back. And if they don't, maybe after a week say, "Hey, did you see my review about you?" And they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave you one soon." Or maybe they won't. Then that might be your chance to ask them. So if you get 1, 2, or 3 friends to do that. Maybe you'll start out with a few reviews and it'll show that you have 1, 2, 3 positive references, which is a great start. And you will get more hosts looking at your profile instead of just deleting it straight away for having no references. Because I'll tell you what, I have hosted people, and when people have 0 references, I don't even look at it. Because who knows, they could be anybody. No pictures, no references, no. Okay, the final and last thing, it does cost, I believe, $20, but you can get verified. I actually am not verified yet because I have all my references already. I had no problem getting hosts, but I'm probably going to do it, especially because I want to support the platform. Couchsurfing is free, and it offers so much to people around the world, and it has given me so much that I want to pay them a little bit. And it gives you a little green badge next to your name, which means you're verified, and it means you're a real person. It's a lot easier for them to find hosts because they're verified and they're not just some random creepy, no picture, no review guy on the internet. That is the way to do Couchsurfing right. I have no problem getting hosts anymore, and you don't have to either. So please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I want to hear from you. If you have any other tips, if you have any experiences, or if you have any questions for me, leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Let me know what else you want answered. I've done it a lot, I have a lot of experience with it, and I will answer everything below or make another video. Thanks for watching. I'm Alexander, and I'll see you on the next video.